Yes, yes, yes. Fuck them sheep. Why do we have so much animosity towards the sheep, you ask? Well, it's not really that I hate them as much as they hate me. It's more of like a reaction. I mean, there have been several times where I've been in a classroom and I've said something that did not go along with the rest of the class and I was reprimanded. There have been times where I've been in a 12-step cult, i.e. Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay, that's what the symbol means. I'm not a Freemason, don't worry. That seems like a sheep thing too. Oh, when we look this up, Mozart was a Freemason. But anyway. Yeah, so, we always look stuff up. Like, if we mention something in the video, and we're like, we need to look this up, we always do, and we'll always include it in the description of the video. But yeah, Mozart was a Freemason. But anyway, yeah, I remember just, like, being in different AA meetings and getting yelled at by people that had more sobriety time. And everybody just, like, went along with that person. Because they had, like, seniority over me. Even though I was right. But yeah. Let me tell you, the person that's saying what nobody else is saying is always the person that's right. And I'm not just saying that about myself, I'm saying that about anybody. If people have the balls to go against the grain and say what most needs to be said that most people are too chicken shit to say, because I've had this happen so many times where I'll say something and yeah, I'll get yelled at, I'll get scoffed at, but then there's always like a couple non-sheep that'll like flock to me. Sometimes it's like later that day, other times it's weeks, months, even years later, I'll have people flock to me. This happened like in comedy after I said the N-word. Where like I had other comedians that like came to me years after the fact and they were like, you know, you weren't treated fairly. But see, this is what I say about white people. You do not, if you're white, do not expect other white people to stick up for you. Okay? Especially when it comes to this racist crap. Because for whatever reason, white people have it in their heads that there is nothing worse on planet Earth than being called a racist. Okay? Obviously, we're not too afraid of that label. But it's probably due to all the degenerate rap music that we've always listened to. But, yeah, like, it's just so frustrating whenever, like, people come up to me later and they're like, yeah, well, by the way, like, that wasn't right, that you got treated the way you did. Well, why didn't you say something then? Why didn't you say something then? Like, when it would have mattered to say something. You're not on my side, bitch. Get the fuck away from me. But, yeah, like, I've had that happen in classrooms, I've had that happen in AA meetings, I've had that happen in stand-up comedy. So, it's like, yeah, anytime that you're surrounded by sheep, and you say something that challenges the status quo, do not expect anybody to support you. Especially people that look like you. Okay? Because I think it's actually worse. Because if they look like you, they feel like they're guilty by association or proxy or whatever. Because that is how the world sees people. And I know that that's not right, but that's just the way that it is. So, you know, people look at me like I'm still a woman. I mean, well, a lot of people question this. And, y'all know about the man in my head. But, like, yeah, it's like, people just assume that I'm a feminist or whatever because I'm a woman. Or they just assume that I'm addicted to Instagram, or, you know, all the you know, the typical assessments that you can make about women. You know, if you're like a misogynist, it's easy to like lump all women in the same category because yeah, most women act exactly the same. They're fucking trash, okay? But yeah, I don't really like saying that though about them because I don't want that to be the case. I think that there are a lot of so-called anti-feminists out there who take pride in that label because they think that sets them apart from other women, but it really doesn't. First of all, because feminist is still in the title. But second, like, you're doing the same thing that all women do, which is compare and contrast, okay? So you're making it all about you still. But it's almost like you take pride in the fact that, oh, you're better than those women, but it's like you shouldn't want that for them. Like, you should want them to be better. You shouldn't, like, be overjoyed that you're not in this class. You should try to help those women not be like that anymore. You know? Like, and the best thing that you can do as a female is to set an example for other females. So, you know, I don't really agree with, like, women being obsessed with beauty and all that shit. A lot of people do because, you know, they see women as, like, you know, our values and our beauty and our youth and all this shit. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I feel a lot more comfortable with myself, like, the older I've gotten. And so it's like, when I was at my prime, like, when I was the hottest, and I don't think that's ever been the case, by the way, but, like, you know, when I still had a tooth, you know, and I was a little bit more attractive, it's like, I wasn't as confident, you know? Did you hear that? No! 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 Okay, I gotta go inside. No! That's what you get for identifying as a cat. I'm kidding, I'm not that delusional. It's not